Hello YouTube and welcome to the live as well. We are back from the Christmas break. We are celebrating the New Year's here by getting back to work. We're getting back to work, guys. Or like we say in Finland, töihin. That's what means that back to work basically. So let's take the chat. Let's take the chat real quick from the YouTube. We are multi-streaming. If you want the best experience and the best chat, best community, come to twitch.tv/ameses. That's our nickname. Alright, so I'm taking the chat over here. And we can get this party on the road. Yes, so basically what is going on is that before we went to a Christmas break, we had a little bit of a like a note what we still have yet to do. And we had a ranking system. So we need to do some kind we need to do like a bare boned elo. And I don't think this is going to be the thing we start off with. This is not going to be the one we're going to start off with. Combat overhaul. So we're going to be taking a look at the combat. It was a little bit buggy in our tech demo. So combat overhaul, this could be something we could look pretty early. Then we have the different NPC types. That would be fairly simple to implement. And then we have new equipment, drop chances, and logic. Interesting. I think these are fairly small features. And then we have multiplayer testing. And this is going to be put to the last. So now we need to start off with a plan. How do we get started? So I would argue that these are kind of like low-hanging fruit. So these are kind of easy to implement. And my strategy here, I need to do a strategy for myself. We only have I basically gave myself a extra week to get the alpha running. So we have 3 whole weeks time and this week as well. So we have 3.5 weeks, and there's probably gonna be a couple of absences because of reasons or sicknesses or whatnot. So we have roughly 3 whole weeks to build the alpha and to get it running, get it tested, basically. So we gotta figure out a way to do that, and that's what we're gonna do now. So I think these are low-hanging fruits. And then these are a little bit more deep. So we're gonna have the ranking system, and we're gonna have the multiplayer. This is gonna be done last. So we're gonna be making sure that everything works, networked, everything gets synced properly. This is gonna be the last thing that we're gonna work. And there's gonna be playtesting, obviously. Playtest is gonna be like the final thing. So I think we need a win. We need to get back in the mindset. We need to get back out there. We need to get back into winning. So we need quick wins. So let's start with the NPC types, new equipment, and drop chances and logic. All right. So what are we talking about the NPC types? So my idea. So the design for these NPC types is that I want there to be 3 or 4 different NPCs, types of NPCs in the game, for the first version of the game, or for the well, at this point of the game, basically. In Shadows of TUONELA. So basically we have the map. So this is the map. It's kind of like a cross. It's kind of like a plus. This is where we start off. So this is the start. There's gonna be the 2 NPCs at this beginning zone. So here's gonna be the type 1. And this type 1 is gonna be the easiest, the easy NPC. And these NPCs cannot be found anywhere else than the beginning zone, and these only drop the keys basically. So there's gonna be some sort of key, and they're basically like 100% drop. Basically 100% drop. That's what it is. And once the player gets out of the first zone, there's gonna be the market square. There's not gonna be anything in the market square, like no enemies there. But then we're gonna have the sand side. So there's gonna be the dust 3, and then there's gonna be the ice side. So basically, I want there to be one type of mob on like each biome or each area. So I think it's gonna be like, I think it's gonna be the sand first. Yeah. So the sand, I think, is on the left. Is it? That's. Do you guys remember which side is the sand on? I think it's left. I could be mistaken. I'm completely like, I can't remember my own game. So if the sand mobs are on the left, these are gonna be like the early NPC. They're gonna be the early NPC. These guys drop. I think they need to drop food. They need to drop food and basic materials. So they're gonna be dropping the blood basically. So blood droplets or whatnot. And these are gonna be like fairly easy to farm. Okay, let's actually take a look at which one. Okay, so it turned out I got it wrong. I got it wrong, guys. So it's actually gonna be right side 2. So this is gonna be 3. This is gonna be 3. Let's do this. So this is actually a 3. Like so. And this is the number 2. So early NPCs are gonna be in the sand, and then like the basically like the moderate NPCs are gonna be on the left, and or mid game or something like that. It's gonna be like mid game NPC. Maybe that's more like descriptive of what we're actually doing. And these guys are not gonna drop food. They're gonna be dropping. They're gonna be dropping like. I think they're gonna be dropping the blood as well, or the shards. So the shards are like the tier 2 material. And they're also gonna be dropping like a slow chance of equipment, maybe. Maybe like a small chance of equipment. I'm not sure about that. Maybe they will drop equipment. What do you guys think? Should the NPCs drop equipment? Is it a good idea? And then later on the game, when we have time and when we have kind of like an idea what's happening, there's gonna be like these bosses, basically like bosses. I don't know what the design is gonna be. I kind of want there to be like that one would be in the wilderness. So this is the wilderness basically. So PvP is on here, and it should be, the wilderness needs to be kind of like it needs to be like the peak experience of the game. It's kind of like the goal of the game to go into the wilderness. So I think there could be like singular bosses there. I'm not totally opposed to the idea that we would have bosses elsewhere in the game as well. Maybe there could be like a rare NPC that has a chance to spawn in the biomes. Maybe I'm not opposed to that, but we're not gonna do that right now. So maybe there could be like bosses, and these guys could drop like equipment, and yeah, something epic, something epic. But this is basically gonna be the NPC types, and we should first get these 3 different types rolling, and I think we're going to break them down. Like the early version of it is just gonna be that they have different armors and different weapons. So they're all gonna be the shadows. They're all gonna be like the player. It's just the fact that we don't have the manpower to do like different like NPC objects, game objects, meshes, and models right now. So we're gonna go with that. So I think the easy NPC is gonna be like, maybe like the first NPC could be like, what would be the color? I don't know, like white. Maybe it could be like white robe. White robe, but no weapon. Something like this. Then the early NPC. So the player is starting with gray. Gray is the first robe. I think the second could be. So gray is kind of like. Maybe the early NPCs could be gray. Would it make sense? So if they had gray robe, and I guess they would have no weapon as well. Yeah, they can't be too difficult, so I suppose they don't have any weapon. And then the number 3's got. I think these guys are gonna have like black robe. Black robe, black weapon. Something like this. And then we could have like bosses that have like a rune robe and a rune weapon basically. Or even better. I think this is gonna be the design we're gonna go with. So we need a white version of our robe to make the first NPC. And I think the rest we kind of have already. So let's start with that. Let's start with that. Open Krita. What have you guys been up to, by the way? Have you returned to work? Do you have any cool projects? Anything happening in your life, guys? Would love to hear. All right, let's open project of the robe. So obviously I don't have it here. Let's see. So here we have that's a cyan. We're just watching and listening like good pupils. Yeah, it's like it's one of those things that once the chat goes quiet, it's like, did everyone leave? Did everyone actually leave? All right. So we're gonna go in here, and I think last time we kind of figured out a sort of a solid way to do this. So we're gonna try that. I don't know if white is gonna work, because I think it's gonna flush out the edges. So the white might not work, but let's see. It's a co-working part where I feel like I need to do something productive as well. Probably lots of people do that. Oh, I like that. I like the idea. All right, so let's try this. If I invert this, and we are gonna try to. What happens if I do white? What happens if I do white? Yeah, it just kind of flushes it out. I'm not sure. Let's do the rest of the character. Let's do the rest of the character and see what we think. I'm not sure if this is. Yeah, I think it's kinda doesn't work, or does it? What do you guys think? We are here. Nice to hear. Trying to make action RPG dungeon crawl style game on Unity. Let's go, Brogox, and good to see you. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year, Brogox. What do you guys think? Does it work? Does the white work? I think need to keep the black outlines. Yeah. I think you're right. So I don't think for that reason it doesn't work, because I don't have any like reasonable means to keep the outlines. At least I can't think of a way to keep them. I don't think it looks absolutely horrible, but it's kind of boring. Okay, so we need to change things. We need to change things. So what is there a color that's lamer? You can adjust levels. I can. All right, so let's try that. Can I like adjust levels on each, like on all of them? Can I like adjust everything? Can I just adjust everything? Am I gonna be facing the same trouble that we did? That Unity doesn't understand these filters, probably. Let's see here. So yeah, it's probably the same issue. Yeah, I think we're just gonna skip that and think of a different color. So if it's not white, so gray is kind of like, I don't know. What if the first mobs were gray as well? What if they were gray as well, and then the second mobs would be black with no weapon? But then it already feels kind of hard. Doesn't it? Maybe we'll just come up with a completely different color here. So this is gonna be like green. There's no green armor in the game. There's no green armor in the game, but the first mobs are green. And we're gonna come up with the lore to kind of like support that. Let's try green. How does green look? I really need a binding for this. But hey, that sounds really cool, Procox. That sounds really cool. Us game devs need to stay active if we ever wanna make it in the world. Right now, it feels like nobody is getting a job. Like I think it was like our Twitch friend. What's his name? Why am I Clayman? I think Clayman just said that he's been applying for 2 years and hasn't even gotten an interview. So it's definitely rough out there. Let's see if we do opacity like 50%. I think that works. That's pretty cool. We can try different opacity. We can try a little bit lower. We can try a little bit higher. Okay, that's definitely too high. 60%. That's pretty cool. I kind of like it. Maybe these guys are like the protector of Tuonela. Like the first zone is kind of like this luscious green, and these mobs are green as well. They're kind of like protecting the. They're kind of like trying to protect it. but they're losing the battle. They are losing the battle. So if I go 20%, that's kind of lame. If I go 40%, I think that works. Let's go with 40%. Let's go 40%, guys. Let's invert this. There it is. Yeah, I think we need to take a minute out of our time to come up with better bindings. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. Let's go with that. Where do we change bindings? Edit. Settings. Configure Krita. Let's see what's happening in here. Keyboard shortcuts. Yes. Yes. Alright. So I want to do the magic wand. Krita, filter, general, layers, menu, brushes, help filter, tools, interaction tool, path tool, tool, shortcuts. I think it's probably going to be under here. We're going to take the... where is the wand? Where is the wand? Where are you? Oh, there. No, it's not there. There is contiguous selection tool. I think it's this one. So we're gonna give this bad boy a real simple binding. I'm gonna do like it's gonna be Don't question my logic. Is very good. And then we're gonna do the we need the inversion. The inversion. Invert selection. Can we search? Invert selection. There it is. Alright, you're gonna be like this is gonna save me so much time. This is gonna save me so much time. Do I need to like save custom shortcuts? Where? Okay, so it's just okay. Shortcut. Krita shortcuts. All right, so I have it saved now, probably. I pity all developers that have to find keybinds without the additional Scandinavian keys. True. Those are like literally like extra bindings for us. Okay, so let's hide these. Let's hide these. We don't need you. And let's do back next. All right, check this out now. I'm gonna press A, and then I'm gonna press Ö. No, wait. I press A, and then I press Ö. And then I do brush. That was so efficient. That was so efficient, guys. Did you get like an efficient orgasm? Because I got one. I got a like a little bit of a boner. Oh wait, no. It's just Krita can't handle my speed now. It takes a little bit of time for it to do the thing. Alright, so that's it. That's nice. Alright, let's hide these. Let's hide these. And lastly, we're gonna do this side. Gonna do this side. Do the side. Done. We're done, ladies and gentlemen. I think we oughta probably enable all of them now. And do a little bit of a... do an export. Let's do an export next. So we need you... and I think you guys. Alright. So we're gonna save this. And this is gonna be... green rope set. Green rope set. And we're gonna save you as PN. What was the Photoshop mode? What was the Photoshop format? Was it like PNB, PBM? I think it's PBM. It's probably PBM. So let's do this. And also save it as a Krita file. And then we're gonna go into the shit. We're gonna go into the shit. There. All right. So I should have it under art and green under green. Okay, so it's not here. Guess it's over here. Green rope set, PBM. So let's try to change this into... I don't think it was PBM, guys. I don't think it was PBM. I think it's PS... I think it's PSD or something. I think it's PSD. Yeah, it's PSD. All right. All right. That's it. That's it. That is the correct one. So we did the PBS now. PSD. I'm gonna change it into PSB. And we should be Gucci. We should be Gucci. New character art. So we have the black guy, we have the cyan guy. Did we need to do like separate NPCs out of these? Well, let's change it. So I think we can like can we copy these? Copy the shit? Okay, I guess not. I guess not. That would have been nice. So we got it multiple 2048. And anything else? Include hidden layers. Yeah, we got those. And I think what we did last time is that we can just like copy paste the rig. So we're gonna try that next. So what is our... I think we have it on the black, don't we? Don't we have it over here? Let's see. So if we go into skinning editor, we do see the rig here. So we're gonna copy that. Copy the rig, go into the green, sprite editor, into the skinning editor, and we're gonna paste the rig. And we're gonna paste the bones and the mesh. There it is. Now I think what you needed to do here, I think we still need to do the weights. If I am not mistaken. So if I select like like for example this, it doesn't have the weights. I think we need to do that. So let's uncheck everything and do the auto weights. Or is it the auto geometry? I think we have that, so we're just gonna do the auto weights. All right, that looks pretty good. We're gonna generate all, and then we're gonna save it. Now, if I move this, if I take this bone and I move, okay, that's not right. If I move this bone, please, for the love of God. So how do I make it sure that it works? How do I make sure that it works? Let's just drag this bad boy into the scene and see what happens. All right. For the love of God. All right, so I'm gonna drag this guy in. Should probably. Am I gonna do the same thing multiple times now with this logic? All right, so let's see how my. Can I just like utilize my old NPC? So I have the NPC Black Robe, and let's see how this guy is working. So if I drag this bad boy in, okay, so he is there now. He is there. He is there, and to be honest, he should be positioned so that I don't need to do that. So if I do this, it doesn't go where it's supposed to go. It kind of goes like underground. Now, why is that? Why is that? Why are you like that? Why are you like that? They're based in this SOT character unpacked. What if I go over here? The Y is set over here to 1.62. But that didn't work out, did it? Does anyone have any idea how do I fix the Y position so that when I drag it into the scene it's always right? Anyone got a clue? What's up with that? Put this quieter. Way too loud for my taste. Unity does raycast against colliders in the scene. Yeah, now that you mention it, this guy doesn't have a collider. This guy doesn't have a collider on it. Oh yeah, now that I think about it, I don't think I need to import them. I don't think I need to rig the different inputs. I think I need to. No. Okay. I'm just completely like messing with my head right now. So I'm thinking like, do I need to bring in the new armor sets like I did? And the answer is yes, I think so, because they need to be rigged so that they can work correctly with the sprite library and sprite resolver. But I don't think I need to do like different, like I don't need to like bring them into the scene or anything like that. I only need to have like one NPC, like the basis, and then I can just change the set and do a different prefab. Yeah, that's how it works. All right. So basically, I should be able. So let's try if I add a capsule collider to this guy. if I have a capsule collider for this guy, layer. I think this guy needs to be on player layer, and also player tag. And we're just gonna make this higher. Just gonna make you higher. Center height. I think the height is gonna be something like 1.6 or something. And radius probably fine. Let's make it a little bit higher. Something like that. Something like that. Maybe a tad higher. All right. So I think that could work. All right. Let's try that. So did I have anything on this guy? Did I have like any? So I had a capsule collider as well, and include layers player, exclude layers nothing. Include layer player. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna have to wait and see if it works out. So now if I drag this guy, yeah, it doesn't work. He is still, he's very much like set to his pelvis. So he's like, the pelvis is like the pivot or something, and he's getting like set to that. Okay, so how do I fix that? 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 It's always the pivot when you drag things in. Yeah. Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, is there a better way to put it into the scene to do this? Like, yeah, I can do that, but it's not very handy. And that doesn't seem to be perfectly on the ground. Is there a better way? There's gotta be a better way. There's gotta be a better way. All right, well, you're gonna be there now. And basically what I need to do now is I need another variant of you. So let's add another one, and you're gonna be our, I'm gonna unpack you, and you're gonna be NPC green robe. You're gonna be NPC green robe, and then we're gonna go into the library, and we're gonna be adding wait, how do we do this? How do we do this? I think we had a different asset. We're just like overdoing it, or like overriding it. Like, I suppose we could just do that, right? So let's do this. This is the default. What is the black robe guy using? So it's using the default one. So how does it work then? How does it work? So have I just selected them? Okay, so apparently nothing is selected over here. Nothing is selected over here, so that's confusing. And if I do select them, that's gonna get... This is all kinds of fucked up. Guys, what have I done here? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So apparently I have just like asked it. I think I should just like... I think I should just like use the different asset here, right? Like I have the black asset like that. And then I can just select the black assets, right? Yeah. Right. Is this the way to go? Is it this the way to go? Alright, so that should be right. Now, do you still have them here? Yeah. Alright. So that's right. Now let's remove this guy and do another one. Unpack. And this guy, you're gonna be called the green robe man. You're the green robe man. And well, I'm gonna do a new prefab out of you. And gonna go inside here. And we're gonna do a new asset again. So the default one, I'm copy pasting you. And you're gonna be called asset green. And this is gonna be the default. And open. And we are going to be overriding. Now, what was the way to go? What was the way to go? I think what we do is just change this, right? Why doesn't it let me change it though? How did we do it? I can't remember. I can't remember. So let's take this one for granted. So we have this, and then yeah. So I basically have just changed them. Why does it look like that? I have just changed them. I just want to change them. But I think I'm missing like something. Like what is this? Like how do I how do I change? It doesn't let me change. What am I missing? Local heritage. I don't get it. I don't get it tonight. Na 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 na. All right, so here we have set these. So it's based on the default. And all right, so there. What was that? So I just had a wrong view. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, so I had like this, and it needs to be this. That makes zero sense. That makes absolutely zero sense. So now we should be able to find the green. Yeah. So we got the green from the front. Green from the back. And green from the side. Then torso. From the front. From the back. From the side. There it is. Then the arm from the front. From the back. From the side. All right. And then the other one from the front. I think it's this one from the back. And from the side. All right. And the legs don't change. We save it. And now we should theoretically see them if we change this asset into the green one. There it is. There it is. So we have a green guy now. Nice. We have a green guy now. So we have a black guy, we have a green guy. And we do have a cyan guy. Let's take a look at the cyan guy. Do we have a cyan guy? So black robe, green robe. Then we have a rigged variant. I don't really know what this is. I don't really know what that is. I don't really know what that is. So I think we're just going to do another one of these. So let's do a copy of the black robe guy. And move him over in here. And unpack you. And you're gonna be called the cyan robe. And we're gonna do a prefab out of you as well. And we're gonna go inside. Change the asset into the cyan. And there it is. Hands are looking kinda. I think there's probably wrong asset there. So let's take a look at that. So it seems like the right arm is probably wrong. Right arm. So we have default, back default, side default. Front, back, side. Right arm. There's something going on. What is it? What is it? These are identical. So what if we change? This is the front as after all. So let's try to change this. This. Huh. No idea. No idea. So let's see what's going on at the right arm then. Okay, I think that looks all right. What about the left arm? All right, I think that's all right. I wonder what was wrong. What was wrong? I wonder what was wrong. So now we have 3 NPCs, all of them pretty much on the ground, all of them T-posing. It looks all right. We do need. So I think what we established is that some of these guys are gonna have weapons. So the first one is not gonna have a weapon, so it's actually a green one. So this is green robe, no weapon. Then we have a gray robe, no weapon. So this is something we actually don't have yet. This is something actually that we don't have yet, so we need to create that. Then we have black robe, black weapon. So let's do that. We have black robe. And we're gonna put a black weapon into that hand. I wonder what's going on in here. Empty. All right. So we're gonna put a black weapon into that. And then the cyan guy is gonna have a cyan weapon. And the green guy is not gonna have anything. Right. And now we need a gray robe yet. We need a gray robe basically. We need a gray robe. So let's do one more copy paste. And you're gonna get it unpacked. You're gonna be called gray robe. And let's drag that in. Let's drag that in. Go inside the prefab. Masa, morjesta. Uli ohjelmointi tietokannat rajapennut opinnot alkanut tuntuu hebrealta, pitää koettaa alas karppina. Masa, tsemppi. Tietokannat ja rajapinnat. Ei oo kaikkein helpoin. Jos tarvit tukea tai jeesiä, niin ei muuta kuin tänne vaan ja Discordissa saa kans apuja. Muista itekin, että oli työläs kurssi tuo hyvin pitkälti sama. Alright, so we need to make gray out of you. So how does that work? We basically just change the asset into default. That's it. That is it. And yeah, you're gonna be gray. That's it. And we're gonna take away your weapon. And that's it. That's it. Save. Now we have 4 NPC types. Tein Masa. Mä annan sulle yhden vinkin. Opettele Git Bashi kunnolla. Niinku oikeesti otat sen niinku ihan niinku törkeeseen syyniin. Katot videoita, luet dokumentaatiota, testailet sitä. Mulla oli nimittäin sellainen kokemus omassa kurssissa silloin, kun kävin hyvin pitkälti noita samoja kursseja silloin tuolla Oulun Amkissa. Niin kävi se, että mun ryhmäläiset ei oikein osannut Gitti. Eli siinä kävi vähän silleen, että katsotaan. Mahtuisiko tänne jonnekin? Pitää vähän laajentaa. Mä piirrän sulle. Piirtäminen on kiva. Hey, Spectral, how's it going? Nice to see you. So, Masa, if you don't mind, I'm gonna do this in English, so I don't lose my beautiful English people. So I was studying basically like computer science or programming, whatever you wanna basically say. I was studying it for 2 years, and we had a course. I wonder what we were doing. I think it was basically like it was databases. So we were doing databases, and I think it was like some web developments at the same time. So we were doing this group project, and what we basically had, we had an MySQL database, and one of our guys was like basically responsible for the database, and then we had a backend server basically. We had a backend server. I think it was running on. Can't remember if we were running like a Bootstrap Java, or if we were running Node. I think it was Bootstrap Java, and then we had like a React. We had a React web page basically. All right. So this was like the course. We were doing this with 2 other guys, so it was 3 people. 3 people doing this, and we needed to do this kind of like full stack thing. And much like Masa, we had to learn Git and Git Bash, basically. And guess what? We were never really taught how. we were never really like taught how to use Git or Git bash. And we basically had a course that said we had slides and we had a lecture and it was like this is how you install Git bash and these are like the basic commands. So we were taught obviously like the basic like so Git. We had Git commit and we had Git push and we had Git fetch and pull and we were like told that these are the commands, but we didn't really understand it. We didn't really understand it. And guess what happened? Guess you probably if you're into programming you already know what happened. So yeah, we never really like were taught the like like the core like the actual essence of Git, because if you don't understand it it's gonna like screw you. It's gonna screw you over really hard. And this is basically what happened with our group project. So let's say that I am A, then we had another guy called B, and then another guy called C, and I was like responsible for the back end, so I did a lot of the back end, and then the B guy did a lot of database, and we were like merging to main, so AM is gonna be main or master, and we were merging to main and master whatever, and everything was going fine. Ame, bme, and sme, yeah, exactly. We were merging to main and things were like progressing. We were learning. Me and so basically A and B, we were doing a lot of Discord calls. Like we were like in Discord all the time and just like trying to like brainstorm on how to make this shit work. All right. So main was doing good. We were progressing. But then this C guy, don't be the C guy. He never understood what Git was all about. He never understood it. So this is what happened. So the C guy was responsible for the database or something. So he was like working on a database, and he was working a little bit like he tried to like do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. He was working on the back end that I was responsible for, and he was working on the front end that the Mr. B was responsible. So he was like doing a lot of shit. And guess what? He never pulled. He never fetched. He never pulled. So he was supposed to like pull and fetch basically what the what we were doing. So he never did that. He never did that because he got merge conflicts. Yeah, so if you try to like fetch the main like you're supposed to, you're gonna get conflicts like, all right, so you have been, you have like these untracked, uncommitted changes on your like local branch, and if you don't like merge these, if you don't handle the merge conflicts, you're gonna lose your data. That's basically what Git is saying. Like you're gonna lose the stuff you have done on your PC if you don't handle the conflicts. So what he did is that he got scared. He got scared of the conflict. He saw a big error, like you need to handle this, and he saw the like the big red boxes, and he saw the green boxes and a lot of buttons. And we weren't really ever taught how to handle merge conflicts. We were never taught how to handle merge conflicts. So he didn't do it. He just didn't do it. And then when he had something done, he tried to push it. He tried to push it to the main. But obviously you get a merge conflict. You're gonna get a conflict that, hey, your branch doesn't match with main master. It doesn't match. You can't push it. You cannot push it because the data doesn't match. The data doesn't match because this guy had been doing everything, like a little bit of everything, and he had never had pulled our work. All right. So he got a conflict, and he was like, oh, well, I don't know how to deal with this. So guess what he did? Everyone who's programmed knows what he did. He did git push F. He did git push F to main, to master, to main, whatever. Yeah. And you know what happens if you git push force? Well, his work became our new main, basically. And then, when in doubt, yeah, he pushed and overrode basically everything we had done. And then, well, we weren't. So I was the Mr. A, and I was working with Mr. B closely. And next day we come and we're like, all right, let's work on our project. And like a good boy, we tried to pull the main, and it's giving us a whole lot of like conflicts. Like what the fuck is going on? Like we aren't experts. We don't know what's going on. We're just like trying to get by. We're trying to learn the thing, and like our Git is completely like at this point it's tangled up. It's basically like spaghetti. Nobody's understanding what the hell is going on. And what I ended up doing a lot at the start is I basically like went to Git and cloned the whole project and made a clean project, like just like get it from the Git and see what's happening. And I realized like none of my work is here. Like what the hell? This is literally the project we had when we started, plus some shitty code. Like where is my code? What's going on? And it literally like broke me. I had no idea what was going on. And then the B guy never did that. So he never got a clean project and pulled the main that was basically like the wrong main at that point. He just worked on his project and never pushed. And then we basically were in a place where we had like 3 different projects. So this C guy never merged his work correctly. Then we had me who was like wondering like what the fuck is going on. Like I had 2 different projects. I had the one from the main, and I had another one that was mine. And then the B guy never pushed his anymore because he was confused. So we had like a lot of like this freaking like nightmare happening with version control. So this all could have been solved if any of us really understood coding or not coding. If any one of us understood Git, that's what's happening. So my best tip, my 5 cents for Masa: learn Git and learn it good. What actually is Git Bash or the project what you're talking about? I'm just new on these things and want to learn out. Good questions, my friend. Good questions. So the simple, I don't know like the most in-depth examples or the like reasons and explanations, but I can tell you that Git is just version control. It's a really powerful version control. And if you wonder what is version control, why do I care, why do I need it? It's basically imagine that you're painting a painting in real life. But imagine if you could do snapshots of certain parts. For example, first you do the background of the painting. Then you do a git commit and you push it to basically to cloud to be stored. You can then access that version of your project anyway, any time. That's what version control means, is that you can basically save your progress as it was at that exact moment. So if you were painting, you could literally like do the background and then be like, okay, I'm gonna commit this, I'm gonna write a message, I just painted the background, and then I'm gonna push it into Git. You can push it into GitHub, you can push it to GitLab. There are different platforms that you can basically utilize that store your data. Yeah, exactly, Masa, exactly. So you can just like have like, so this is the first commit. So this is gonna be like commit 1. This is gonna be with a message background done. And then you're gonna store it with the git push, and push means that it goes into a remote. A remote means that it's in cloud. It is in the internet. It's not on your PC. You have your local stuff, and then you have the remote stuff. And you gotta understand the difference is that when you do, for example, when you paint a stick figure on your painting, it's only gonna be on your PC. It's only gonna be on your canvas. It's yours. You need to commit it, and you need to push it to remote so that it's in the cloud. It's in the GitHub. It's in the GitLab or whatever. And there's a difference between local and remote, and you need to keep those like up to date. You need to update the remote. If you don't commit and if you don't push, you're never gonna like. There's not gonna be a backup anywhere. Yeah, and yeah, that's basically it. And then there's another one, of course. So like the example I just did. When there are more people working on the project, how do you do that? How do you do that? Like what is the workflow? People are like literally changing the files. They are like, some guy could have like painted a car. Another one painted a sun. Another one painted grass. How are you gonna like bring them together? Well, that's where Git comes again along. So everyone can work their project individually, and they can commit their changes. They can push the changes to the remote. They push them to the remote, so into the cloud where it's stored, and then other people fetch and pull those changes. And those changes that were in the remote, they get merged into your local project. So basically, if somebody committed and pushed the sun, now I pull it and I get it into my project, and now I'm up to date. You know, that's like the basis of it. Can you give example of a project? Could it be anything, or what is the project? It can be anything, Masa. It can be anything. Yeah, it can be literally anything. You can use Git to store your parents' photos. Chasey, yo, how's it going? You can use Git for anything, really. It's just a solution to store your files, really. Yeah, I hear a lot of I hear some programmers are using GitHub to store their images. Yeah, Waka is here. How's it going? And Git Bash is just another. It's just basically like one of the most how would you say, like, it's not bare bones, but it's like the most core solution to access Git, basically. Yeah, I don't know. I'm probably butchering the explanation. Somebody can probably do it better. But Git Bash is just it's basically a command line that you can do to command and access Git. So you can do these commands, for example. And I can give you like a really like a straightforward answer or like an example if you want. So this is not gonna take long. We're gonna continue on our development. It's just the CLI of Git, basically. So basically, let's say that Masa, you have you wanna do a web page, all right? You wanna do a web page, and for that you're gonna need like you can have an HTML file, basically. Like I think it's like, is it index index.html or something, or text, I don't know. I haven't been doing these for a long time. So you could have like one file that is literally the HTML, and then you have the basically like the graphics or whatever, graphics dot CSS. So this is gonna handle the graphics or the visual representation. So this is gonna be a file, and this is gonna be a file. All right, and this is how you start a web page. Now, what you need to do is you need to use version control. So you're gonna use Git, and you can use Git bash. I think you should always start with Git bash, because it's like the fundamental thing. It's like the fundamental thing. It's like if you had cars. This is the first Ford. This is the Ford from like late 1900s. And there are a lot of more sophisticated solutions these days than Git bash, but fundamentally they all come down to Git bash. You know, they do the same commands, but like kind of like under the hood. So Git bash makes sense. So for example, with Git bash, you first, I could be remembering some of these wrong, so make sure that you double check. So first of all, you basically go into the root folder. So you go into the root. CD means can't remember what it means, but it basically you're going into that folder, and then you're doing a git init, change directory. Thank you, Masa. Then you're doing a git init. This means that it's like creating the git project, or the git whatever it is, you know. It's you are implementing the git into that directory, and then you need to select the files. So what you can do is you can do the git star. Is it git add star? I think it's git add star. That means it's picking up everything from that folder. And then you do a git commit. And if you do /m, it means message. So you're gonna add a message to it. So you can do like a initial commit. And this means that you have your first commit, you have your first snapshot, you have your first like storage. This is the first version that you can come back to, basically. So you're gonna do a git commit, and then you're gonna, if you have a remote setup, then you can do git push. And if you have basically your remote setup in GitHub or whatnot, you can just git push, and it's gonna push it to the branch that you have set. There's a couple more things you need to do before this. So I can't remember the exact commands, but I think it's like git remote add, and you need to go into your GitHub. You need to go into your GitHub and create kind of like a, you need a profile, and you need a remote repository, and then you can remote add the I think it's like HTTPS or HTTPS or something like that. You need to do the URL here, basically, like the so. And then I think you need one more. I think you need one more. Is that you need the, is it the upstream branch? What is it? You need to set up the upstream. This upstream means that it's the one you're kind of tracking, in my opinion. I could be mistaken, but I think the upstream branch means that it's the branch you are tracking, and the one you're kind of like pushing to. So you need to set the upstream branch, which is gonna be main or master, whichever it is by default. And then you can, when you have set this upstream branch, then you can just use git push. You don't need to specify. Git push set upstream origin branch. Yeah, Spectral is 100% right. Masa, these commands feel kinda like arbitrary, and they feel kind of like they are very specific, and you need to type them exactly right. You need to type like them exactly right, and it can feel annoying. But once you get them nailed, once you understand the flow, it's super easy, and you feel very good about yourself. And don't neglect this. This is literally like the one of the most important things if you want to become a developer. And once you understand the basic logic of this, then the actual workflow is fairly simple. So whenever you finish up something, you do a git commit, and make sure that you do a good message. Fixed something, fixed X, and then you do a git push. Then you remember to do git fetch plus git pull. I can't remember if this was the other way around, if it's pull and fetch. But this is the cycle. Whenever you get something done, you do a commit. You can push it, and always remember to pull. If there's multiple people working on the project, just keep pulling, because git pulling and fetching is basically like it's doing the important part where you keep your project up to date with others. GitHub Desktop, all of these like fancier solutions for Git are completely fine. GitHub Desktop is one popular one. I use the IDE's built-in solution. So I'm using Rider as the editor. So I have like built-in Git here. For example, I have 2 files here. I can select these files. So this is the git add, and then here is the commit. So this is the /m, and then you can write here like added a new sprite library for cyan rope, and that's basically it. Then I can just commit and push. Like, you see how this is more sophisticated. This is doing many things with one button. It's just to make it like more streamlined. But fundamentally, Git bash is everything that matters. Yeah. My union use Git to make policies so people can contribute vote the changes in. Oh, that's pretty cool. Git push, that's upstream. Yeah, as a lazy person, as your GitHub Desktop. Yeah, Masa, exactly. You just gotta remember like these command, like this is the workflow when you start a project, and this is the workflow when you're basically already on a project. Now, when do you commit? You commit when you're done with something. So in your project, it could be like, all right, so I have a button that now works. I have a button for login, and it works. And you can commit that, basically. You don't need to push every commit. You can do multiple commits, and then just push when you're like feeling like it. But just remember to do commits often. Because those are the snapshots you can come back to. And there's one more thing you need to understand. We already talked about it, but it's the local and remote. So this is the fundamental logic. So you're like changing the index, and you're changing the CSS file. And if you do a change here, you can do a commit of it. And here's gonna be like added a button. Nothing happens here if you don't push. So when you do a git push, now this remote, this is basically GitHub, for example. Now basically that index is up to date. So the index is at the same place. And when you develop further, if you develop the CSS file, now you're gonna be like commit added rounding to the button, something like this, and add the rounding to the button, and you push it so that you have it also in here basically. So it's gonna be like here. Yeah, that's it. Took a list to help my studies with Git Bash. Yeah, you're gonna be fine. Just be cool. Don't ever force. So if the git push doesn't go through, check what the error says. Google what the error says. You can come to Discord and ask what the error says. You're gonna get a lot of errors in Git Bash. Let me tell you that. You're gonna get a lot of errors. That's fine. Just keep cool, keep calm, and learn what it says. Like these solutions, for example, the riders built in Git solution, they are gonna handle some of those errors for you, and it can be dangerous. it can be dangerous. You might be losing a lot of work if you don't know what you're doing. Yeah. Okay. Unheard of, yeah. But with especially with gits, you can really fuck things up. You can really like make things worse if you are like neglecting the errors or don't know what's happening. Like, there's a reason why bigger companies have like specific people handling the gits. No, Keeter, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. All right, but that was a little bit of a git study for Masa. I hope that helped. So we have our NPCs here, and they should work. So they all have network animator, and they have their own animators. I don't know if that's a good idea. Because they're fundamentally the same. They are fundamentally the same. But it seems like this is exactly what it is on the other one. What about the gray robe? Okay, so it seems... No, it's actually... Never mind. Yeah. Spectral is saying that... Commit is saying that I want to put those added files in the push queue. Then push is actually uploading the files to the remote. Yeah. Commit is the more important one. It's basically like the snapshot or the save. I think as a gamer, it helps to think that it's kind of like a save file. The commit is the only one that brings you back in time, basically. And yeah, I should probably mention that. All right, so you can do the commits and you can do the pushes. But what if you do some changes and like a whole bunch of changes, you experiment with something and then you're like, oh shit, nothing works anymore. Then you can use a command called git reset. It's a little bit under my webcam, but let's see if I can fix that. Obviously not. That would have been too good. But yeah, you have git reset basically. You have git reset, and this is a super powerful tool. This is where it all pays off, guys. When you do git reset, you can choose the commit where you wanna reset. So for example, I'm gonna be like, okay, so I wanna go back to the point where I added the button, and this commit is gonna have some name, so it's gonna be like a hash. It's gonna be like a 1x blah blah. It's gonna be like a whole bunch of shit. You need to check what that is. I think you can in git bash you get it with, I think it's git list. I think if you do git list, it's gonna I could be wrong. I think it's git list. It's gonna show the commits. It might be something different, and then you just like select the commit you want to reset to, and boom, you just went back in time. You just went back in time. That's beautiful. Yeah, I've hit a new low. I made a song with Suno and fell in love with this song. That's sad. That is kind of sad. Hey Masa, welcome to the channel. Hey, it's our friend from India. How's it going? I hope I didn't get that wrong. How's it going, Aishuman? Our man from India. How's it going? Good day. Windows and Git? What am I even seeing? Linus and Bill Gates. Yeah, damn right. Damn right. Alright, so I think that should basically work. Now, I have the characters. I have the different NPCs. It's a great song. Yeah, I have no question. I have no doubt in my mind that it can be good. Yeah. Alright, so now we kinda need to figure out. Well, there's a couple of things we need to figure out. One of them is that I want there to be like these different regions for the NPCs. So for example, like here is the ice region, and it has its own spawn points. And then we're gonna have the sand area, which is gonna have its own spawn points. And I think yeah, the start area is gonna be a little bit different. Give me some privacy. True. Isn't it git log? It could be git log. Yeah, I could be mistaken. Yeah, but that's basically it, right? So I need to have like separate places for them to spawn. And yeah, we're gonna need a little bit of a overhaul on the logic, most likely. Yeah. All right. And ghouls on a cross. Yeah, kinda. We're calling them shadows. They are these robed kind of like undead characters, or people who have died have come to this purgatory place, basically, and they are robed. Yeah. So we could work on that. That's definitely something we could do. Don't they run away from the cross? Sure. They're literally standing over. Yeah. It's kind of a like a coincidence that it's a cross. I don't know why my brain wanted to do a cross. But hey, how you been? Do you guys celebrate Christmas or New Year's at India? So I suppose this is the Vakas AI song. So how we're handling, we have the NPC manager and we have the spawn positions. So I think we're gonna need to handle this a little bit more sophisticatedly now. Basically, let's do another. Let's do a new. I did have a 31st December party. Nice. How was it? I have noticed in my travels that New Year's Eve is always a disappointment. It's always a disappointment. Party! The bit dance. Oh, I love that emote. So basically, we have the NPC manager. And what I want the NPC manager to do... What I want you to do is basically handle the different areas. So there's gonna be like Now, how do we do that? How do we do it? What do we do in the NPC manager right now? Let's actually take a look at that. So in the NPC manager, we have a list of the spawn positions, and we have bot prefab. And then we have a public int that you can set how many bots you want. And then there's gonna be the occupied positions. Yeah, so I kind of want to do exactly this, but I want to do this like multiple times. So should I actually have like a new data class that is called like bot area or something? So what if this was like a completely like I'm talking about like handling these kinds of things, really. We're gonna do the spawning on the NPC manager, I believe. Well, maybe not. Huh. You're running Krita, Firefox, and open source software. What am I even seeing? I don't know, dude. I don't know what do you mean. I'm using the software that makes sense for my project. I haven't like I don't care what's open source and what's not. I do care about the pricing though. So if something is cheap and it's powerful, that's what I'm gonna use. So yeah, Windows doesn't make sense. Yeah, I agree with you. Windows 11 doesn't make much sense. So what if we had like a new class? What if we had a new class called something like bot area or bot spawner? What if we had like a bot spawner, and this had like the prefab? So we have the prefab, and then we have the spawn positions. And I suppose this could be a scriptable object. Does it make any sense? Does it make any sense? So what if I had what if this was like a scriptable object? Then I could have like a list of the bot spawners. I could have like a list of the bot spawners. And basically on like on a spawn or something, we're just going to implement this. And I think this needs to have like we're gonna do like a enum of yeah, I think this could work. But I am starving. I gotta get something to eat. I'm gonna do a coffee. So we're gonna do a short break before we go neck deep into this. All right. So we're gonna take a 10-minute break right now. I'm gonna. Do you guys wanna watch something? Post it on React. Yeah, we're gonna take a look at this one. So we have CES 2025 day 1, and then we have dev delays, entire production database chaos ensues. What? 10-minute video? That sounds like a lot of fun. This one is probably pretty interesting as well. It's 9 minutes. Yeah. All right. I think we have some new faces here, so I'm gonna put my own video here on the background. I have all the rights to my own video, so I'm gonna leave this here, and I'm gonna do a couple of sandwiches. I'm gonna brew some coffee. All right. So we're gonna get back in like 10 minutes. All right. I'm gonna do a BRB. Grabbing food and coffee. Yeah, I wish I had more videos like this. All right, maybe it should be like on my webcam. Right, I think you can still make sense what's happening. All right, let's put this on mute and all right, BRB. I'm gonna take like 10 minutes or something.
The RuneScape Classic is the best game. The 3-hit combat. The winner takes it all PvP. Basically inventing Battle Royale before it was popular. Pre-rendered 2.5D graphics. Iconic world. Chill gameplay with mouse only. I had dreamt of RuneScape Classic ever since I fell in love with it back in 2001. I thought that especially the PvP in the game was unlike anything else. When RuneScape 2 came out, it quickly overtook the franchise and Classic started to wither away. And then they dared to claim the title of Old School RuneScape. Now whenever I talk about RuneScape Classic, people immediately think I'm talking about Old School RuneScape. That makes me mad and sad. Because what's more old school than the oldest version of the game? RuneScape 2 would be nothing without the visionary work of the first game. The original combat was so much more fun and exciting. The community and design were full of soul. And for that reason, it's time for revenge. Justice for RuneScape Classic! But there was a big problem. There is no way I'm going to make a MMORPG alone in any reasonable time period. It's a known meme for starting developers to start working on a huge project, and I didn't want to be that guy. So I made a plan. I had been watching Pirate Software and Thor for a while. I took his advice and created a game design document. I poured most of my ideas into black and white, and it really helped me make the ideas reality. Before that, the ideas were perfect in my head, but the ideas were just ideas. Kinda hazy and coated with vagueness. I learned that by writing things down and talking about them to others suddenly brings them to life. And this was one of my philosophies going into the project. Write and plan ahead. I had multiple layers of plan in my head before going into the project. How would I handle the business side, marketing, playtesting, and actual development? The plan was I would start live streaming my process just like Pirate Software. Se toimii! Pystykö mä liikkuu? En. Yes! Siinä! Kiitor in your face! Not my face, in your face! I thought it made perfect sense. By streaming, I'm doing the development, but also marketing at the same time. And when I face trouble, I might have some help from the chat. And in addition, I would have some documentation of the project. I would create a work week-like schedule where I stream it all. Well, did the plan work? I'll tell you a little later in the video. My plan for building the game was following. First, make a tech demo. Programmer art, bare functionalities, inspired by RuneScape Classic. Take the best part of RuneScape Classic and remake it. Wilderness with PvP, loot and combat. Make it multiplayer and online. Schedule 1.5 months. Then, if I'm still laid off, make a marketable demo. Unique art style, locked functionalities, make it our own, more polish, well-rounded experience, and schedule until Christmas. Now that I had a plan, it was time to start building. I put on my live stream and I was an open book. I spoke about my insecurities. For example, that I was not extremely experienced. I've been employed at a Unity game studio for the past 2 years as a programmer, but that's pretty much it. I hadn't built any significant projects from scratch, and especially not multiplayer ones. Then there's the big P, procrastination. I had noticed from myself over the past decade that I have a problem of procrastination. In fact, I'm so good at procrastination that I deserve another prefix. I'm a pro-procrastinator. Every time I would face a challenge I didn't immediately know how to solve, I would both consciously and subconsciously start to self-sabotage the project by not even starting or doing something that gave me instant gratification. Hey, that's how I failed my uni studies. By going into this project, I would have to face numerous challenges that I didn't know how to solve right away. And that's okay. I need to become this problem-solving machine that breaks everything down into smaller pieces and that anything is solvable. And it actually worked. I wasn't that afraid of failing or not knowing everything. I just started doing, and when I faced a challenge, I would immediately open up Paint and start writing down what I wanted to do. This method proved to be amazing for my brain. By the way, before we get technical, I want to let you know that this video is not supposed to be a devlog. If you want to know how I actually remade RuneScape Classic PvP, let me know down in the comments. Or if you want devlogs, I'm open to doing monthly videos. The purpose of this video is to kind of be an overview of how I started my solo dev journey and how the experience was. And to also reach RuneScape enjoyers and to do advertisement. Alright, so I needed multiplayer solutions. At first I started working with Photon Fusion, which is something I've used before. But after a week of immense trouble, I scrapped the whole framework. I didn't want server-sided physics into the game or anything like that, which is basically the whole point of Photon Fusion. It just didn't make any sense, and the guys at Photon Discord agreed with me. That's when I found out about Unity's own netcode for game objects. It was very quick to set up, and I got back where I was in no time. I got my asset store cat spawning into the scene, and I was on top of their world. I created a custom character controller to register mouse clicks, and by adding Unity's AI nav mesh feature, I had my cat following the mouse. At first, the nav mesh agent was super floaty and it didn't feel anything like the character in RuneScape. By tweaking the settings and removing colliders, I had a pretty good replication of how it felt back in the days. Except that it wasn't nearly as laggy. Now that I had movement, I could work on a simple scene. In my game design document, I wrote down the inspirations for my game. In addition to RuneScape Classic, I also had a wonderful survival game named Don't Starve. I love the crap out of Don't Starve, and big part of why is the art style and the 2.5D graphics. There's just something magical and timeless about the art style, so I chose to go with that. And in case you didn't already know, 2.5D can mean many things. But in my case, it is 2D paper-like assets in a 3D world. In Unity, this is fairly simple to implement. You drag and drop sprites into the scene, and they become 3D objects. Now, since I was working with 2D sprites essentially, there were a lot of challenges I didn't know beforehand. And I'll get to that later on. At this point, I put on some of my asset store assets into the scene to create this cage kind of arena. The walls are actually staircases, but I think it was good enough for the tech demo. I added some tile texture into my ground plane and it looked super stupid. I didn't really understand how tile sets work and if they can be used on 3D planes. And to this date, I still don't really get it. I added a Cinemachine third-person camera for the player and set the camera projection type into orthographic to really sell the RuneScape Classic. I experimented with RPC calls to get a gate network to open and close. Very nice, very demure. I am a programmer and I make programmer art. And I'm also not a perfectionist, which means that I'm getting stuff done quick. I chose to start working with a sprite, which turned out to be a wonderful choice. It's an absolute gem of a software, and I very quickly became semi-comfortable drawing icons, assets, and even animations into my game. And yes, since I used sprites as characters, I had to make some tough calls on how to animate and handle character rotation in the game. Now, if you check how RuneScape Classic did it, the characters were sprites, and the sprites were changed according to the angle of the camera where the character was going. So in reality, it's not really rotating the character game object at any given point, but it only changes the sprite in relation to these different parameters. I suppose RuneScape Classic actually rigged the characters to handle animations and equipment, which I did not do for this project. All of my animations are done separately for each weapon in the game, which is obviously not very scalable. So this is something we're gonna do different in the future. I chose not to do any sound effects or music for the tech demo. My philosophy towards audio was that once you start adding music and sound effects, you gotta go all in. And like in RuneScape Classic, there were basically no sounds. Now that I had character and some items, I had to embark on the biggest challenge so far: combat. I had to figure out a bunch of things to get combat working in a similar fashion than in RuneScape Classic. So this is the basic logic for combat. I'm actually pretty proud how it turned out. The combat feels fairly similar to its inspiration. The 3-hit combat was definitely there, players could flee. Although sometimes things got buggy. And we got some funny moments. Now that I had the basic combat working, it was time for the actual loot. I created a simple inventory that bears close resemblance to RuneScape Classic. All loot dropping and picking up is handled by the server, which was a constant head scratcher. I had to get over the taught ways of doing things locally. If I wanted my game to be resistant to cheating, I had to have the server handle all the crucial logic of loot and item usage. After a week or so, I had the core features of loot worked out. At this point, I worked on bringing NPCs into the scene so that I could effectively test out the combat and dropping loot. The NPCs would drop their inventory to the ground and player could pick them up by clicking on them. Big shout out to my boys in the Twitch chat for helping me out. Roughly after a month of working on my game, it was time to start putting together a build that would be tested with some of my viewers on Twitch. I added some small features to make it more enjoyable, more bots for players to farm loot, a dragon sword that was laying outside the arena for someone reaching over 10 kills, tweaked the numbers here and there to make combat more exciting, and finally, a very basic kill count on top of the player to see who's doing well and who's not. I couldn't get Unity's multiplayer and matchmake to work seamlessly, so I took the easiest route. I created a test allocation from Unity's game hosting and shared the server IP and port addresses. We tried to join and nothing. Nothing happened. No, joining doesn't do anything. What's happening? I had made a last-minute change while live streaming, pushing the change into Unity's game hosting service, and it had a bug. It was a nightmare. There was a null-ref error on the logs, and I was sweating my head off. So I postponed the playtest session another 15 minutes and pushed another build with the fix, and... moment of truth. I'm in! Vatsky is already here! Vatsky is already here! We are in, boys! We the Lush is in! Oh, we don't actually know if it's... Look at that! We have people! You beautiful people! Welcome! It worked! We had like 8 players join. You could see players moving correctly. The chat was working. Although people immediately started abusing the text mesh pros rich text to do whatever is happening here. Thanks, guys. We had a blast. I laughed my butt off because we were having so much fun. Now, what were the key takeaways from the playtest? Well, we had some major bugs and a lot of minor ones. The biggest bug was that if you fled combat against an NPC, the NPC got stuck in the combat indefinitely. So this meant that soon all of the bots were stuck and you couldn't farm any more loot. Oopsies. I would say that for the first playtest session, the PvP worked fairly well. Sure, there were hiccups, but combat was synced properly and it felt fairly responsive. Feedback from the clicks were a little off. The doors didn't close and my ground loot was nowhere to be seen. But overall, I would give the playtest session a 3 out of 5 stars. Not bad for my very first multiplayer game with dedicated server. And that leads to this moment right now. Over the course of 2 months, I built a fan version of RuneScape Classics PvP and somewhat succeeded in it. I have a working prototype, but this is not the end point. I had made a plan and it was time to review it. Did streaming help my development process? I would say absolutely. I've been streaming on and off ever since 2017, which means that I'm pretty good at it. By creating a workweek schedule, going live really helped me push myself to start developing and not dwell in procrastination. I mean, I still procrastinated, even when I was live by talking about, everything, but it was like 90% better. And the thrill of getting new followers and networking on Twitch really gives everything an extra hit of dopamine. And this way I'm also networking with other developers, which is always smart. The only downside of my plan was that live streaming has taken a toll on my voice, and it can be a struggle sometimes. Some of the fellow developers can be, let's just say, where they lack charisma and kindness, they make up in bluntness and how about you do it my way. And of course a lot of friendly and not so friendly banter. But I would still say that these issues were minor. Next up, making it our own. I present you an AI-generated image of Shadows of TUONELA. We will no longer speak of RuneScape Classic for legal and other obvious reasons, and we will start building our own PvP multiplayer game with dueling in its core, looting and crafting coming as close seconds. I will continue streaming on my Twitch channel, where we will create a new plan for Shadows of TUONELA, make our own pixel art, and program everything from scratch. And guess what? You are invited. Hit that follow button. I'm dying to hear what your thoughts are on the game and on the project. Until next time. All right, so there it is. There it is. Hope you liked the video. I'm gonna post it in the chat so you can give it a like. You can give it a like. I would love to see this video succeed. We're gonna do a new video in a month or something. Once we are done with the alpha, we're gonna do another video. All right, so dev deletes entire production database. That sounds pretty good. Let's look at this and take the BRB text away. There it is. All right, let's have a look at this. I'm gonna eat a couple of sandwiches, and I decided to do tea instead of coffee to give my body a little bit of ease.
Yo, I'm gonna delete the Postgres directory on DB2. Should be safe.
Should be safe.
Sounds good to me. I'm running the command. At 6 p.m. UTC, a beautiful day in Silicon Valley, work was going on as usual at GitLab HQ. Just kidding, GitLab is fully remote. GitLab is a code-sharing platform just like GitHub, except open source. The main character of the story, Team Member 1, was about to sign off for the day, unaware of the disaster that was ahead. He was working in UTC time, so one of these countries. Unfortunately, his evening was interrupted at 6 p.m. when he was paged in for high database load. After scrolling through the dashboards, he saw that the total number of snippets was rising dramatically and assumed the root cause was spam. This was a fair assumption as GitLab had been experiencing similar spam issues in the past week, just less severe. Over the hours, the team attempted to block certain spam IPs as well as delete spam users. By 9 p.m., they were alerted to the database having an elevated number of locks. Whenever write transactions are made to a record, it will enforce a lock, forcing further writes to the record to wait for the first one to finish. This ensures that the writes do not interfere with each other. More spam, more writes, more locks, more latency. The engineers continue to search for other sources of spam. Team member 1 said he was going to sign off as it was getting late. Suddenly, a different alarm went off, this time for database replication lag. GitLab had two databases, a primary one and a secondary replica. Users will write to the primary database db1.cluster.gitlab.com, which will forward the same write to the secondary db2. The second database cluster was in standby and only used for failover purposes, a lesson they've learned in the past where db1 was a single point of failure. The process of forwarding the identical writes to db2 is called replication, and over 4 gigabytes of data in db1 failed to replicate in db2. This was a novel issue without proper documentation, so team member 1 stayed online to support the team. The database they used was PostgreSQL, which had a command pg base backup to create a backup from a live database. The plan was to remove the existing incomplete data on db2 and to run pg base backup to copy the current db1 data to db2, and then restart replication from there. According to the plan, team member 1 SSH'd onto db2, removed the existing data, and attempted to run the command. At first, the command would just hang, seemingly doing nothing. But after retrying, the command complained that db1 did not have enough replication clients. No problem. Team member 1 proceeded to SSH onto db1 and increased this value in the config. Upon attempting to reload Postgres, it complained that there were too many open connections, which happens when max connections is set too high. He lowered this value, and this time the settings applied without issue. Going back to db2, he ran pg base backup again, and once more it appeared to just hang and do nothing. At this point, frustration began to kick in. The engineers thought perhaps the prior attempts to run base backup before the configuration changes had created some buggy files in the data directory, interfering with the current run. The fix would be to remove these files and try again. Well, might as well give it a shot, thought team member 1. A hard reset to start on a clean slate, so to say. He prepared the command to rmrf the directory and ran it in his shell session. Immediately after pressing enter, he noticed the shell in which he ran the command was the one connected to the live production db1. He slams Ctrl-C harder than he ever had before, but it was too late. Of the over 300 gigabytes of data, only 4.5 was left.
Oh shit!
db2 was previously wiped of data before running the backup command. GitLab now officially had 0 data in any of their production database servers.
Oh shit!
Guys, I may have just accidentally deleted db1.
You what?
I just rmref'd db1 out of existence.
Alright,
Oh,
looks like we
shit.
call for some backup.
The team scrambled to find a backup of the production data. They checked for the database backups that were supposed to be uploaded to S3, but there was nothing there. Then they checked for disk snapshots, but they found they didn't actually take these snapshots for their database servers, as they assumed the other backup procedures were sufficient. Lastly, they checked for logical volume snapshots or backups of the file system. GitLab had a staging database for testing, which periodically captured snapshots from db1 to remain up to date with prod. These snapshots were normally captured once every 24 hours, but luckily team member 1 had taken a snapshot 6 hours before the outage. Now there were two choices. They could copy either the entire LVM snapshot or just the Postgres data directory from staging to prod. The amount of data was similar in both options, but they opted to copy the data directory as that would be easier to restore from. Problem was, their staging environment used Azure Classic in a different region without premium storage, which they cannot retroactively upgrade, therefore limiting data transfer rates to around 60 megabits per second. Copying the data to production took a solid 18 hours, and nearly 24 hours later, GitLab was back up to normal operation. The only caveat was that all database data, such as projects, issues, and snippets created in the 6 hours between the LVM snapshot and the outage, were permanently lost. This affected around 5,000 projects, 5,000 comments, and 700 users. During the backup restore process, progress was tracked in a publicly visible Google Doc, and they even had a recovery stream on YouTube. Post-incident, it was discovered that the replication lag was actually caused by a background job trying to delete a GitLab employee's account due to it being reported for abuse by a troll, in combination with the other spam. Postgres maintains write-ahead logs on disk. Every operation is first written to these logs before being applied to the database. This way, if the database crashes and restarts in the middle of a database edit, the logs can be used to restore the database to a consistent state. More pertinent to the issue at hand, write-ahead logs are also sent to DB2 for replication. There is a maximum disk usage configured for these, so old logs will be deleted when the limit is reached. The large employee removal operation plus the spammers caused so many operations that logs which hadn't been sent to DB2 yet were deleted, thereby causing DB2 to become permanently out of sync. They also discovered that the database backups weren't uploaded to S3 because the server which was taking the database backups was using the wrong version of Postgres. These failures should have sent warning emails, but they never received any of them because they forgot to enable DMARC authentication on the backup server. Logging onto production servers, changing configs, and running random untested commands is obviously not the best situation to be in, but it's good practice to let someone else review exactly what command you're running and where you're running it before you run it for real. How many times have you asked someone a question only to immediately realize what the answer was, or submit a pull request and immediately find 300 bugs that you overlooked? When you're in the zone, it's easy to tunnel vision and make mistakes. A mental reset or a second pair of eyes is always helpful. But the only reason they had to go through all these shenanigans is because this replication lag scenario was never tested or well documented. No one on the call was familiar with how PG-based backup worked and how it was actually normal behavior for it to hang for a bit. So in fact, all they had to do was wait and everything would have been fine. Thorough load testing could have also exposed this replication lag issue before it occurred in prod. But it's possible their staging environment didn't have the same primary-secondary setup as production, which is a problem in and of itself. Next, after DB1 was deleted, they found that many of their backups were broken. These backup steps, or more generally, all rarely run or used procedures, should be manually or automatically tested on a somewhat frequent basis. Months or years can go by without any need to restore from backup, but when disaster strikes and someone accidentally deletes the database, the documented procedure better actually work. On paper, their recovery story looked fine, but if someone had tested all of them, they would have found that 1 doesn't actually work, 2 would take 18 hours to restore from, 3 didn't exist, and 4 would only work if one of the databases was still alive. Lastly, the straw which blew the databases back, the deletion of the GitLab employee's account. So during and before the incident, when a GitLab user is removed for spam, the software would perform a synchronous delete on all the user data. So if the user had 50 million projects, all of them will be deleted immediately. The change they proposed was to instead soft delete by marking the user as deleted, and then the real delete can be done asynchronously and in a controlled manner.
Damn, that's something.
In the end, team member 1 was obviously not fired. There were many factors which led to that RMRF moment, and many more factors which led to it taking 18 hours to recover from there, none of which were a single person's fault. GitLab CEO personally apologized for the outage, and GitLab never accidentally deleted their production database ever again.
So wait, this was actually GitLab who had this horrible problem. Oh my god. And people are still using GitLab to this day. So they have either they haven't heard of this or they have forgiven GitLab. This is huge. This is huge. Even our company's production is in GitLab. So it's not like this is unknown platform, unknown provider. these days. This is nuts. That was really enjoyable. I like that. I like that. It was kind of a like a, how would you say it? Kind of like a review of what happened. It wasn't really like dramatizing anything or making blowing things out of proportions. It was just like, this is what happened. This is what happened. It didn't really like go into depths in any way. Interesting video. Thank you for that. I think it was Ice That's Edgy who posted that. Yeah. We're gonna take a look at Keiter's video some other time. I want to get back into this. So we were talking about NPC manager. So I think we're gonna do a new scriptable object called bot spawner, and this bot spawner is basically gonna be it's gonna be storing some data. It's gonna store the what kind of mobs are respawning, and the positions where the mobs will spawn. And I think it could also store the loot that is given. I think that's something that could be handled here as well. So we could be looking at something like a loot table. We don't actually have a loot table yet worked out, but I think we could implement something like that. Yeah, that was a nice video. Let's start with this basically. Yeah. So I think this class is gonna have some methods as well. I think we're gonna be basically running. Yeah, I think we could like do a lot of the spawn NPCs and despawn NPCs and get. I think all of these could basically be inside the scriptable object logic. So let's get building. Let's try to do that. So I'm gonna do a new C# script. This is gonna be called a bot spawner. Yeah, it's gonna be a bot spawner, and we're gonna wait until Unity compiles. That was interesting. And let's do a scriptable object out of this one. And basically, we're gonna do some of these stuff. So we're gonna have a public game object. Is gonna be the bot prefab. Then we're gonna do a list. Well, let's see what we used here. List of transforms. This is gonna be the spawn positions. Spawn position list. And then we're gonna do some sort of loot table. Some sort of loot table. I think at this point I'm only gonna do like what items does it drop. So it's, let's do a public list of items. And this is gonna be called the droppable items. And that's basically what we're gonna do to this. And then we need a couple of methods. So let's try to number of bots. I think this could be set in there as well. So number of bots. Number of bots gonna be 0 by default. And I think it needs that, to be honest. Bot prefab spawn positions list. Yeah, so we can basically do them in the inspector. And then I think we're just gonna do like, we're gonna do the spawning from the manager. or like the starting or whatever. Yeah, so I think we need something like public void start bot spawner or something like this. We're gonna do something like this, and yeah, let's take these. I think we can just take all of these basically and put them in here, and this is supposed to be change all into spawn position list. How do I do that? Hey, Erran Hater is here. How's it going? How's it going? Happy 2025 to y'all. A bit late. No, that's not too late. This is the first stream of the year. Happy 2025 to you as well. How's it going? All right, so we got that. It's our Brazilian friend. All right, it's trying to just trying to do a little bit of that. So get component is that get component doesn't. Can you? What did it? Okay. Brazil mentioned, damn right. Alright, so this is supposed to be bot prefab. I think that's alright. Invoking, create method invoke. Yeah, alright, so this doesn't work if I'm not running mono behavior. That doesn't work if it doesn't have a mono behavior, so that's a problem. Mono behavior. Alright, we need the occupied positions as well. We don't need any of these, I believe. Alright, so we're gonna have that. Brazil. Yes. How's it going, Erran Hater? How was your New Year's? Was it any good? Okay, so we can't do invoke. How do we get around? How do we get around this? I suppose we can just spawn instantly. I suppose we can just spawn instantly. And here we're gonna do for loop. We're gonna do for number of bots, and we're gonna spawn the NPCs. Ice cream stick model. Good day. Good day. How would you implement long-running timer to Unity object? For example, once per 30 minutes, run some code in update method using some time, etc., or something else. That's a good question. I haven't done anything like that where you have like a really long time period. I suppose you can do like an update loop time, and just like update the time like I don't know, like every minute or something like that, so that it doesn't check it all the time. So you can actually like you can increment the value basically like every frame, or if you want, or you can check it like every minute and just update it every minute or something, so that it doesn't get spammed all the time. There's probably some other way as well. I can ask AI if you want, and if anyone of the chat has an idea, let me know. All right, so we're calling this on the NPC manager, and we're gonna spawn the NPCs, and Instant get component NPC movement NPC manager this. What? What? So what does this method do? What does this method do? Get next. Alright, so we... NPC manager. Yeah, so we need to do something different here. We need to pass the value of, or we need to pass the bot spawner. So this is actually gonna be called bot spawner. This is gonna be bot spawner. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna do bot spawner. And if bot spawner null, bot spawner find first. Yeah, we're just gonna trust that it's not null. We're gonna trust. We're gonna trust, guys. Coroutine. How system threading timer would work in Unity. I know that Unity is single threading system, but I have no idea, my friend. I have no idea. Let's see here. So we're starting. I think we're starting the NPC movement. Yeah, this could be a problem. This could be a problem. I think we should initialize this. I think we should initialize this. So public void initialize bot movement or something like this. And this is going to take in a bot spawner. And we're actually gonna do bot spawner equals bot spawner. And this way we should never get nulls. This way we should never get nulls. Alright, let's go into bot spawner. So basically instead of this we are gonna do instance get component NPC movement, and we're gonna do the initialize bot movement, and we're gonna set this inside, and then we're gonna spawn it, and assume there's a bot component with death event we can subscribe to. Base controller, we're getting the component of base controller, and we're subbing to that. Okay, that should work. That should work. Google tells you 3 options: either update loop timer, or coroutine, or invoke repeating. But everyone criticizes all those from different angles. Yeah. That's the thing with a lot of solutions. They are not perfect. That is a really good question. I wish I could help you more. All right, so that should basically work, right? So now we need to call this. So we need to figure out a way of. So I think we're gonna do like a public list of bot spawners. And we're basically gonna do this count, and we're just gonna go bot spawner I start bot spawner. Do we need to do anything else? I don't think we need to do anything else. I don't think we need to do anything else. Yeah, And we don't have anything for the dropped items yet. We're gonna figure that out. We're gonna spawn the NPCs. And they should run with the logic we have set. Yeah, I think this could work. Basically, I think this could work. This could work. This might work. This might work. It might not. So let's see. So we're gonna go into scriptable object. We're gonna do a new folder, and this is gonna be called bot spawners. Bot spawner, and I assume we could do a new create like this. So let's do that at the top. So this is gonna be called new bot spawner. Not sure if I need this, to be honest. Bot spawner. All right. Let's do a new bot spawner. This is gonna be called sand area bot spawner. Bot spawner sand. All right. So we're talking about this, and we're gonna put our bots, black row bots inside. It's a type mismatch. Type mismatch. Wait. How is it a type mismatch? How is it a... How is it a type mismatch? It's a game object. What? What? How? What? All right, so that worked. I don't know. I don't know what was that. All right, so spawn positions list. So we need spawn positions, and basically, I think we're gonna set them inside here. Yeah, let's do that. So let's do empty, and this is gonna be called sand area spawn positions. And these guys, something like that. Yeah, something like that. I'm a little confused what's going on, but that's fine. So I'm gonna move them under there. Then I can just move this bad boy in here. By the way, Spectral, where are you from, my friend? Love to get to know you more. All right, so I should have all of these now roughly around this area. Okay, these are a little bit too high. Let's put this like there. That's fine. Fine. That's a little bit out there. France, really? That's cool. Bonjour, bonjour. That's cool stuff. Really nice. And really nice to meet you. You know, one of my favorite bands is from France. I don't know if you heard of Landmarks, but I'm a big fan of Landmarks. I think they're from Marseille. Okay, so all of these are underground. So let's crank this to 1. Yeah, that works. So you're getting out of here. This one is now too high, so you should just be 1 0. Rings a bell. Nice. I really enjoyed the Olympic Games you guys hosted last summer. You guys had a Gojira there at the opening ceremony. That was super cool. It was a big moment for metal music. And to be honest, like I think like French metal has been popping off lately. Like I think a lot of people would agree that Germany used to be like one of the leading metal countries, metal music countries. But I think France is kind of like popping off lately. I don't know if you guys are like mad and depressed or something, because that seems to correlate with metal music. I don't know if you guys have become more mad recently, but I love the music you're doing. Nice to meet you too, man. Nice to see fellow devs working on their own project. Yeah! Are you a game dev? Going to Paris this summer? Nice. I would love to visit. Although Paris wouldn't be my first choice. I think we're just more mad that our government does nothing. Yeah, sounds pretty familiar to me. All right, so we got this bot spawn positions here. Let's do... I'm just gonna do this one zone now. Let's try to focus on one at a time. Let's not go ame this up. I don't want to ame this up, which means that we're gonna do a whole bunch of things at the same time. Gonna go into Sweden, Denmark, Germany, France. What? Really? That's cool. I'm a full stack web/mobile dev. Man, is it any good? Are you enjoying it? Sounds like a cool job. So what we need basically the positions here, or the transforms if we actually named them right. So this doesn't work. This doesn't work for some reason. Do I need to? So they are a list of transforms. Let's change the name. So it needs to be spawn transforms list. Let's just rename it right. But why doesn't it let me? Occasionally Monster Hunter speedrunner, but it's a side job. Yeah, man, it's cool to make neat little tools that you can just use and share. Nice. I am happy to hear that. So it doesn't let me do that. What if I do this and then I put this? No. How about no? I don't really get why not. I don't really get why it doesn't let me do that. Why? Yeah. So that's trouble. I wonder if it's because these are in the scene and these are kind of like just data. Kind of like just data things. But for some reason it doesn't really let me do anything with this. So yeah, I suppose I could like do this type mismatch. I've never seen this type mismatch like before in my life, and now I'm seeing it twice. Taking the chat away, so you can see what I'm failing at. Like right now, I'm working on making Stream Elements and React work together, having a bit of trouble because Stream Elements is made with Angular, so I have to find loopholes. Hey, that sounds really cool. Do you stream? Because I use Stream Elements all the time.
Oh yeah, but hey, Ice Ice Edgy, what? Tell me more. Tell me more. Why are you going? Are you going to work or what's up? Okay, so that doesn't work. That doesn't work. I suppose I could input them. So we have this list now here. I suppose we could just like input them for fun. Nice. That sounds like a really good explanation. That sounds like a good reason. Any bucket list stuff? Any plans? All right. So I think we're just gonna do like. So this NPC manager is gonna hold the information then. So we're gonna have public list, transform. What? Oh shit! What was that? Public list, transform. This is gonna be like sand area. Spawn transforms. And we're just gonna do like a bunch of these, but basically we can only do one right now. And we're gonna input the list here. So we're doing a list of transforms. And this is gonna be like input spawn transform. And it's gonna be spawn transform list is equal this. And that should basically do it. And yeah, this is not gonna scale. We need to find a different way to scale it, but as long as I get it up and running, it's gonna be fine. This can be nothing, I suppose. And here we're gonna do these positions. All right, so that works. And here we can do like one. And we're gonna take the sand area. All right. So basically, the NPC manager now on boot. Wife handles the plans. Hey, maybe you can plan a little surprise so that your wife gets a little bit of an like something that she didn't plan. All right. So the NPC manager when it spawns, it's going to start at the spot spawner, which is taking the transforms, and it's gonna spawn NPCs based on the number that we have come up with. It's gonna spawn them, and then it's gonna handle the despawning as well when they die, and they're gonna spawn new mobs. This should, in theory, work. And they are also initializing the movement. Yeah. All right. So that should basically work. I think that should work. Now, I only need to make sure that I have so number of bots probably here, that is 0. Let's do like 4. I think we can probably hide that. We don't need this. So we can hide this in inspector. Nice. Minty! Mitä kuuluu, Minty? Moro. Spectral says that I do stream, but I stream Monster Hunter content. Probably start to do multi-content once I finish coding my new overlay. I've been prepping for a month. I would love to see what you've been working on. If you want to share it early, come to our Discord. I would love to see. I would absolutely love to see. All right. So, guys, what I think we're going to do now. So these guys don't have network object. Let's remove them. And let's see what the error is all about.
So our NPCs. So here's the black robe guy. So is it true that you don't have a network? You don't have a... You have animator, network animator. Yeah, alright. So these guys are not gonna be moving anywhere because they don't have... They don't actually have the proper... Ay. Okay, so this is a problem. Before we're gonna get into testing, this isn't gonna cut it. They need to be inside the parent that handles the networking. So is it the rigged variant that handles it? No. No. So none of these are gonna work. Yeah. None of these are actually gonna work. Frick. Alright, so yeah. So the problem is that I need to have like a parent object. So I think we're gonna drag and drop the player and use it as a basis for that. So where is our player? Player. There is player. And copy paste and change the options. Yeah, the thing is that it's not about the options, it's about not having the networked parent. So for example, this guy has all the ooh, we went we went full on poltergeist on this guy. So this is the player prefab, and this guy works. I was looking about the overlay. Right. Yeah, I get it. Private overlay for now, but I'll probably put the code on my GitHub once I put all the field data for users, so you don't have to look at my weird code. Just copy paste and shit. Yeah, I get it. That makes more sense. Hey, but that's just really cool. Really cool. Is it gonna be like a speedrun related overlay? Because I think there could be some demand for that. Alright, so this has the now mesh agent, this has the networked object. Yeah, so this could be the basis for it, but I think the better solution is actually... I think the better solution could be to use the old bot. So we have this guy, our old lovely fella. So this guy has all of the stuff as well. Except that he has the base controller and the NPC movement. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're gonna use this as the basis. Let's unpack this. Hey, Migzu! Hello, still. Alright, so let's try this again, shall we? So I'm gonna be deleting this guy. We're gonna use the health canvas. I think that's probably gonna be fine. No, mikä vitsi, mitä tapahtuu? So this is gonna be the bot black robe again. So let's name it like bot black robe 1. And we are just gonna input this guy underneath. And let's reset the transform and it's gonna be better. And let's move this a little bit higher and make sure that it's yeah, I think that's probably all right. Okay, so there's our guy. And so this is bot black robe 1, NPC black robe. Don't know if this needs to be a prefab. I don't know if that needs to be a prefab, but let's go with that. We're gonna have bot black robe 1 animator. I think we need to check those. I think we need to check those. Here, avatar transform. It's probably that one. Later state. I don't know how much of these are we gonna need. Inventory, equipment, player tag, respawn handler, kill count handler, network, object. I don't think we need any of those, to be honest. Yeah. Alright. So let's bring this. I'm gonna do a new folder. It's gonna be like the new bots. Just to make this a little bit more simple. So we have a bot black robe now. Nah, that's a pixel art overlay because I love to do ASCII art with box drawing characters. It's pretty interesting how game dev uses code components. It feels very esoteric compared to what we do on the web, but it's very interesting. Yeah, I like if there's like one biggest like a pro of game development in the whole world of like programming and developing, it's the fact that it's so visual. I love the visuality. It's I think you as a web dev, you're probably gonna relate to that. Like as a web dev, you see your like your mark instantly. Like you can just like press F5 and see what you did or whatnot. But as a game dev, it's even more rewarding. So it's really nice. It's a nice feeling. Okay, so we have bought Black Robe. Let's then unpack this guy. Unpack you. And we are gonna remove you and take the green guy, for example. And reset this. And we should have everything right now. You are gonna be called Grey Robe. That should basically work. And Garnet is home. Let's see if she brought the kid. Grey Robe. Next it's gonna be called Green Robe. Delete this. Hello. Reset that. Now we have a green robe guy. Alright, do we need anything else? We have black, we have green. Hey. Yeah, alright, so guys, Garnet just came home and she was holding my keys and I was like, well, and she showed a picture or a photo of our like door, like you know, like apartment door outside of it, and my keys were hanging in. My keys were hanging in the lock. So I don't know how, but I have come home and left the keys there hanging. That's really scary. Luckily, no one came in. I was feeling a little bit upset because our son was he was left crying hard in the daycare today. So I think I was a little bit upset. But thank God nobody came in. I just had my keys there jiggling. Oh man, that's the first. That is the first. Alright, so I have black robe, grey robe, green robe. Alright, let's do one more. So unpack these. do one more. So this is gonna be the Cyan. And change the name. Cyan robe. And that should basically be it. That should basically be it. Now we have bots. And they should be basically networked. They should be networked. Black robe seems correct. Alright, so these are not set up yet. LMAO. Casually opening the door to the world so people can see the immense work put in Unity. Yeah. Thank God Finnish people are really like honest people. Thank God. And we are not living like in a horrible blocks of flats. Spectre says that yeah, when my stuff work and I just see everything working, it's pretty satisfying. So now I see that for games where characters would move the way you want and stuff like that, it's basically the same but turned up to 11. Exactly, my friend. All right, so we have that now. Let's see if we need to do the same here. Yeah. Would have been a good stream content to see you hear the door opening, knowing that I'm still at work. Yeah, that would have been freaky. Thank God nothing happened. I'm here just yapping by myself. Somebody comes in like, hey, you left your keys in the lock. Wanna talk about Jesus Christ? Funny you should mention, those were my first words when they came in. Jesus Christ. Don't run from the Lord. Alright, so I think those are settled now. So we have all the connections and whatnot. I think that should basically work. I could be horribly mistaken. So we have the number of bots set here. We have the NPC that's spawning. I wonder if I'm missing something. So these guys are the ones that are spawning. Oh yeah, this is wrong. Yeah. So I am glad that I noticed that. So I got the wrong NPC here. This is supposed to be the bot. Bot black robe. Or actually I think we're spawning the gray guys here. Yeah, I think we're spawning these guys. And the dropped items isn't working yet. There needs to be separate logic for that. But let's try. Let's do a prediction. So how we do things in my channel is that we do a feature or we do something worthwhile, and then we do a prediction of will it work. Let's do a prediction. Do the gray bot spawn right? Yes. Lol, no. 2 minutes. 2 minutes time to vote. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Will they spawn? Will it work? Dev says you have a 1 to 100,000 chance for it to work. Yeah. Sometimes I give odds. And people don't care. This rock, by the way, this is needs to be the other way around. Let's see if I just rotate it. Yeah. For some reason, the other side is baked into shadow. Doubting moments. Spectral, no! My French friend. Hey guys, put some channel points if you think our bot spawner works. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. Merci. All right, we got the
We got the record low prediction points. You guys are making me sad. You guys are making me sad. Put more boy points. We'll always follow fellow coding bro. Nice. Nice, or like we say in Finnish, kiitos. Kiitos. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. 32k to believing. Oh my god, somebody's gonna get 3 points. Somebody's gonna get 3 points if I fail. Come on, put more on doubt. Put more on doubt. Oh, I love the trust. I love the trust, whoever it was. I love it. All right, let's give it a go. Let's give it a go, guys. Unity gods, grant me this success. All right, so inventory. Our guy is running. We are running to the sand place. We got some null ref. Let's see what the null ref is about. Let's see what is the null ref about. It's some inventory manager. That's probably not gonna break what I'm trying to test. Let's see if we have bots. Come on, come on. Show me bots. Look at them go. Look at them go. There's one, there's two. That guy is running a little bit funny. Hey! Look at them go! I love it. Can I attack them? Can I attack? No. No, I can't. They cannot be fought. They are too strong. They cannot be fought, but they are running and the animation is not that bad. Like, they are actually stopping, they're idling. That guy is running like, it's actually pretty good. It's actually pretty good. I am happy about that. All right. So there's some issues. One of them obviously is that I cannot attack them. And the second one is that some places cannot be clicked. I don't know what's happening here, for example, but I cannot click here. Feels unresponsive. But that's pretty good. The prediction. Whoever believed and put a lot of points, you're gonna get 100 points for your effort. You're gonna get 100 points. You are gonna get 100 points. So grats, my friend. Brogox. Brogox took Spectral's points. That's what I wanna. That's what I wanna see. That's what I wanna see. Yeah. So I wonder why my attack doesn't work. So there's this problem. Inventory manager is like. So for some reason that doesn't work. But what do I even have spawning on the ground? Event system. Automatic host script, network manager, inventory manager 47, object reference not set to an instant of an object. So it's probably saying that it doesn't have like that information. Yeah, but do I even have anything there? Do I have something in my inventory manager? Yeah. Okay, so let's put that into 0. That should fix that. Yeah, that was like a participation reward. Now, why can't I attack? Why can't I attack? I want to attack. I don't want to protect, I want to attack. So our bot, Black Robe bot. An error that doesn't break the entire app. What's this black magic? If I do that on a web page, I get assaulted by React telling me I don't do a good job. Yeah, in React, if you do an error, you're gonna get like a million different types of errors. And
it turns out to be just some minuscule thing and it breaks everything. I know exactly what you're talking about. Alright, so we have the capsule collider. Include layer. Numbers agent. Network object. Transform player state. Is a bot. Base controller. So I wonder what's going on. I wonder what's going on there. It does have a collider. Let's actually take a look at the... Let's take a look at the characters, what they look like. Oh, I just realized I was watching Black Robe bots and we had a grey one in the scene, so that doesn't make any sense. Is this guy a bot? Yeah, it's a bot. All right, let's take a look. Let's take a look. All right, so let's go into focused mode and see what's going on. So we have bots here. They have capsule colliders. They are on. They have now mesh. They have everything. They have player state. Combat state is in default. They are a bot. All right. Do they have a correct tag? They are player. They are player. Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's the issue. I think it needs to be set into dueling NPC. I think that's what we've settled it to. Yeah, that's it. I figured it out, guys. I figured it out. So this needs to be dueling NPC. I think that's what's happening. Let's change that to all of them. I think that is the reason. Let's give it another go. If that was the only reason, that's not too bad. I need to set the inventory to be closed by default. That's really annoying. Diggy 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 dee. Eyes AG. Eyes AG is coming for your booty. We gotta fix the hand orientation. It's kind of awkward. At some point. Alright, so here we are. NPCs. Can I fight? No, I cannot. Still can't fight them. Alright, so what's going on? There's something else. There's something else that's wrong. So they are dueling NPCs. They have a collider. Now that I think they probably have double colliders. That could be the problem. That could actually be the problem because I added another one. Let's fix that next. So inside here we're not gonna need these. So this was the black robe guy. I think this could be the problem. So basically it's I'm clicking the wrong collider. That's what I'm now believing. I believe that is the cause. We don't need two colliders. Alright, so that should basically do it. We go again. We go again. Alright. How is it? Is it gonna work? Is it not? Should probably put the spawner closer. Alright, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for your booty. Can't click anywhere. Yes! Yes, it works. Obviously, it's looking a lot silly. It's looking hella silly. But it's working. I got attack. I can attack. Yes. Good stuff. It's looking goofy. We're gonna fix that this week. Dance fight. Yeah, they're definitely dancing. They are definitely dancing. All right. Let's fix the inventory from opening up. I don't want to see it open up whenever I log in. So we need to go under player into here and set the inventory parent alpha into 0. Yeah, I think that's it, right? All right. Yeah, inventory is now working. Perfect. Let's do some gits. Let's do some version control. So we got a lot of things happening. We have a lot of things happening here. I'm just gonna do the unthinkable. I'm gonna include everything. I'm gonna include everything, guys. So added a new robe color. What was it? Green. Then we basically implemented a new bot spawner system that can handle multiple different bot spawning locations and the data that goes with it. Implemented new bots for all different armor sets. That's basically it. Yeah, this is very good version control. Everything in one commit. Boom. Boom. Boom, boom. Push it to the limit. That's what we say around here. Very good. I'm happy. I'm happy about that because this is the first stream after a 3-week break of not developing, not touching the project at all. We already got a win. We could basically now implement these different areas already. We could already do that. Should we do it? Why not? Let's do another one. So we're gonna do the eyes area. So this is gonna be called the eyes area spawn positions. Let's change the name to parent. Like so. And I'm just gonna move this guy over to the other side. Like so. They're gonna spawn in very similar manner. And as you can see, they are all around this place. And that's exactly what we're looking for. And then we're gonna create a new spawner. Create new bot spawner. This is gonna be bot spawner ice. And over here we're gonna what bots are we spawning? We are spawning the black armor guys. We're spawning black robe guys. And I think the 4 is kind of nice number. And then we're gonna go into the NPC manager. And we need another public field. So we're gonna do a duplicate, and this is gonna be the eyes area. Spawn transforms. And we're just gonna copy this bad boy. Copy this bad boy into... wait. Okay, we don't need to do for loop anymore. I think we can just... Yeah, so we have a list of the spawners. I suppose I can just manually hard code it. Dun, 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 dun. Should I do that? Should I do it like that? Should I do it like that? So basically, yeah, like I can do this. This is kind of hack. This is kind of hack. But if I is 0, then we're gonna do this. Then we're gonna do that. And if I equals 1, then we're gonna do. Let's ask the magic AI. How should we fix this? Can you make this less sketchy? Thank you. This is how you use AI, by the way. This is how you use AI assistant. Dun, 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 dun. Using mirror? What the hell is mirror? Okay, so what are we doing now? Add spawner on network post spawn. So we're gonna have a dictionary of bot spawner area. And the area is gonna have the spawn transforms. Well, where is the mirror needed? What is the mirror? All right, let's try that. We can try that. Yeah, so this guy doesn't know what the mirror is. PC manager. Yeah, we're missing some. Yeah, I think that's it. All right, so that should probably work. But when is this add spawner thing getting called? When is that guy getting what? 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 I don't freaking get it. I don't get what the AI is actually doing right now. I'm just gonna roll I'm just gonna go back to my own sketchy solution. So basically we have the list of the bot spawners. I think I'm just gonna do this manual, so it's not gonna be a list. Like there's not gonna be a lot of these, at least early on. So I think we can just do a bot spawner, and this is gonna be it's gonna be a bot spawner sand, and then we're gonna do bot spawner eyes. This is all, and then we're just gonna do them separately. Hey, Blechman is here. How are you, Blechman? Nice to see you, and happy New Year. How has the new year started for you? I hope it's been good. I hope it's been good. I gotta say, I'm happy to be back. This is my holiday. I am just chilling, just coding, just developing my game. Holiday was much rougher when you gotta take care of your family all the time. Although my family is very cute. Very cute. Alright, so we're doing bot spawner, start bot spawner, and then we're gonna do that and that. Yeah. Because we only have like maximum of 4 of these, I can do it like this. It's not very scalable, it's not very beautiful, but it should get the job done. It should get the job done. Warmest of the greetings. By the way, guys, if you wanna see a shocker, write exclamation mark sub count into the chat. I wanna see what the number is. Oh man. Alright, so we're gonna do sand spawner here. And eyes over here. And 960. Holy shit. Yeah, it's kinda nuts. It is definitely nuts. So let's lock this. Go in here and set these over here. Now it should basically work. It should basically work. Let's see if I have set these correctly. So black robe guys are spawning here, and gray robe guys are spawning over here. Yeah. How many are gifted or lifted? Nearly all of them are gifted. Like, we're talking about 900. Alright. Let's give it a go. Let's give it a go. We should see a black robe spawns now. I only have one friend that has more, but his content is way more mainstream, so it doesn't count. Yeah. I got a one insane guy who gifted a lot. Look at that. The black robed guys are here. Do they move? They should move. Yeah, they move. I'm gonna attack. Yeah, we're both looking in the same. We're looking at the same direction. We are animated at the exact same sync, and the animation is a little bit underground. So we're gonna fix that tomorrow. Tomorrow is gonna be when we fix that. But the point was that the bots are spawning, and let's actually try to see if the despawns work. So I'm probably gonna lose to this guy. That's fine. Yep. That was a good stream. I was just sweating and thanking the chat for 2 hours. Yeah. It was a little bit of a hijack situation. Now I kind of understand why big streamers have like more subtle alerts because of the hijacking issue. But hey, what you gonna do? Oh, look at that. We're looking at the different directions. Okay, so when this mob dies, we immediately got a new mob. Let's go. And I should be able to equip this. Well, that didn't work. What happened? What happened? Netcode. Black robe cannot set a synchronized trigger when the network object is not spawned. Huh. Well, that's... Alright, these guys are doing some snow plowing as well. Yeah. Yeah, so we're getting a bunch of errors. I don't know what happened to my... robe. The robe disappeared. So we got a pretty hefty error. It starts from inventory item. Okay, so we're trying to use item. And it seems that there's some issue with that. Okay, so it goes into player state and Goes into RPC. Goes into player state 292. Okay, it doesn't let me even click that. All right. So we got some work to do tomorrow. 212. All right. So this is it. I got no idea what's going on there. That's gonna be a tomorrow me problem. That's a tomorrow on my problem if I ever saw one. Yeah, let's add the new stuff. So added a bot spawner for the ice region. Bots seem to spawn, despawn, and respawn correctly. There's coffee. I'll go get the boy. Need anything from the shop? I'll visit the library and can pick up something small. You're cute. Sorry for not talking about the game. The game looks good. That's cute. Yeah. So that's a good question. That's a good question. Maybe you just handle the library. Maybe we'll order something or something. I don't know. just take it easy. Take it easy. We all have slept like babies, which means that we slept bad. Spectral says that I gotta find if Stream Elements gives the entire follow / sublist object, so I can make async alerts for the package, so that subtle alert can become a firework alert or something like that. Spectral, if you truly start like if you start to like be good at Stream Elements and alerts and bots and whatnot, like let's talk, because I would love to do a little bit of something custom. Yeah, I would love to do a little bit of something special. I would love that. Ooh, there's coffee. It's coffee. Nice. Hey, but that was some good progress. That was some good progress. I'm not sure. Should we continue, guys? Should we fix the bugs? Because if Garnet is leaving to take care of the business, there's no reason for us to stop right here. What do you guys think? Should we continue for a little more while? Little while more? If you want to. Yeah, let's do a little bit. Let's do a little bit of an extra. I'm gonna take a couple minutes break. We got remix candy. True. Very nice candy. All right. Be right back. Couple minutes. I'm gonna grab some coffee and we're gonna do something extra. All right. BRB. Alright, I'm back. I got some coffee. Alright, so maybe we'll fix some of these bugs. So what's going on? What is going on? So when the bot spawned, he dropped loot like he was supposed to. So that wasn't wrong. Although at salt. No, this one didn't have Garnet brewed this coffee. My morning coffee did have some salt. I think it was all right. Maybe it was even better. All right, so let's think about it. So the dropping worked right, and the looting worked right, because I saw it in inventory. But the equipping wasn't right. But we did get a null ref. When we picked the item, I think. Let's do a little bit of a tweak before we go into this. So I'm gonna go into the for gray bots, and I'm gonna lower the health that they have. They're only gonna have 5 health now, and the black bots are gonna have 10 health. And let's go farm. Spectral said before I went AFK that sure, let's have a thing. I finished my overlay, you come check it out. If you like it, you can talk about it. I can show you a few stuff you can do. Nice, that sounds awesome. Alright, let's attack. I'm attacking. Alright, we are almost attacking. Alright, so we have more health now. I think we have a different layout for this game plus console. Now we gotta fix this orientation thing as well. It's looking super goofy. I don't think I changed the health pool, did I? Alright, so yeah, this is probably the issue. So I killed it, and it says that cannot set a synchronized trigger when the network object is not spawned. Unassigned reference exception. The variable animator of player state has not been assigned. You probably need to assign the animator variable at player state script in the inspector. This doesn't seem like it would bug out the item though, does it? So these are the end combat things. So we're basically just ending the combat. I don't think that is breaking the inventory. Okay, so I looted stuff. I have 2 robes. If I press the robe... Okay, now it works. Now it works. What? What? How much HP does this guy have now? So we have the grey robe guys. How much HP do you guys have? They still have 20. So it's getting overrun somewhere. Overridden. Player state has not been assigned. I still have... Okay, so that doesn't work. So it... I lost the item, but I still have the mesh or the black sets like equipped. And then it says that index was out of range. Well, that's interesting. So there is definitely something fishy going on. Now, what changes the health value? Where does it get overridden? Does it get overridden somewhere here? Oh yeah, there it is, Yeah. So it's default health. It's default health. What if I don't have this? What if I don't have that? Does it now use the one that is set on the inspector? So if I go under player, player, and see the player state. By the way, I'm gonna move this player state to the top. I've been dying to do this for a long time, but I always forget. Can I like move it over here? Is there a way to move these? Like, can't I move this? Yeah, I can. Okay, why didn't it let me? All right, I want it here. Yes. I want it here. I want it on the top. Let me have it. Okay, for some reason it's stuck with the network object. Alright, so we have 20 health, that's fine. If I choose the NPC, for example this, I want this on top. So this guy has 5 HP, just for the memes. And then we have the black bot. Let's move this to the top as well. This guy has 10 HP. So now that's settled. I'm pretty sure the UI is gonna bug because we have the let's see where it is handled. Is it in the health bar? Health bar script. I think this doesn't take into account. Yeah, this doesn't take that into account. So the max value is set to that. Now, how do we fix this? How do we fix this? There's always more. There's always more things. Maybe it should be initialized. Then we can input whatever we want. We could input whatever we want. Alright, what if we do that? So what if we do public void and like initialize health bar? And then we do an int max health value. And instead of this we do that. And I think we ought to do this here then. Are we using anything else here? Alright, so I think that could work. Health value, so we have that as well. Alright. So then we need to initialize this bad boy. And it gets initialized on everything. So let's do it over here. So the health bar script initialize health bar, and then we're gonna do the health value. I think that could work. I think that could work. Let's do a log health bar max value. Let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. I just noticed one more thing that I want to fix that was kind of bugging me out. Never mind. It can be fixed some other time. So the damage number is not at the same height than on the player. Health bar value 20, 5, 10. All right, that seems correct. That seems correct. So these guys should only have 5 health. Let's see if that's true. These guys should only have 5 health. Yep, that seems right. Sweet. So that works. Now we're getting the bugs. We can equip this. Works. Let's take a look at what does it say on my player now. So it says that my equipped items, I have a 200 ID. That sounds right. My inventory is only 200, which is correct. Okay, there seems to be a pivot issue. Now I got some food on me. So I have 200 0 and 1. If I eat lobster, I have only 200 and 0. That sounds correct. Sweet. Sweet. Black Robe is owning. Still have no weapon, but definitely owning. The health bar is kind of disappearing, which is not optimal. But you can start to picture what the game's gonna feel like, and I have a feeling it's gonna be good. Okay, so why don't I get anything? Oh, there it is. I got a black sword now. Nice. Just spawn ganking this bad boy. And there doesn't seem to be... No, that gets called every time. Alright, so let's take a look at that next. This guy hiding behind the rock. So when they die, when the enemy dies, we get this error. It starts from Combat Manager. So we are on the handle player death. We have the player states. And I suppose... Where does it go? Can I make this bigger? Thank you. Goes into player state 185. So on character state change, so we're changing the states. It says base controller and combat. Is this the problem? So 185, yes. I suppose the problem is that we're changing the state of the NPC that has died. I think that's the problem. So this gets called when we do the death RPC. So basically we do this. On death RPC, and we call this, then we despawn. And apparently losing player, what? Is this correct? Yeah, so here we are setting this. Yeah. So there's a little bit of a mishap there. So we're despawning the bot, but we're also trying to set its combat state. I think that's what's happening. Over here. Now, how do we fix that? We could check for null, I suppose. We could check for null. We are checking for null. So what the hell is going on then? What the hell is going on? We are checking for null before we change it. But still, over here, if it's a bot, I don't know, my brain isn't braining. I think there is some, a little bit of a race condition happening here, probably. It's probably some race condition happening. And combat. I don't know. Hey, nice to see you here. Spectral. Meme machine, really? That's kinda silly. So where's the... So this is the final place where it gets called. Network animator set trigger. Really? Is that the last place? Cannot set a synchronized trigger when the network object is not spawned. Yeah. Alright, so it tries to send the trigger. Yeah, Loretsky, I am really close. That's funny. Yeah, so I think that's it. This is not a game-breaking bug by any means. So this is basically the last place where this gets called. We are ending the combat. But the network animator doesn't exist anymore because it has been deleted. That's basically what's happening. Do I even have an end combat trigger anymore? Do I even have that? I don't think I do. Do I? So let's see, go into the base layer. So I have the fight. No, wait, there is an end combat. Shit. There is an end combat trigger. Yeah, so this is the issue. This is the issue. There's a race condition. This gets called, even though it doesn't really exist anymore. Player network object despawn. This gets a little bit sketchy over here, and I can't think of a really nice way to figure this out. So where do we go from there? Request flee. No, that's not it. Handle player death. All right, so here is the way. So here we're handling the dropped item. I think this is happening too soon. I could be horribly mistaken, but I have a feeling this should happen like last. I have a feeling this should happen last. Let's try that. So let's try that. Maybe that'll fix it. I don't know. So basically what we were doing is we were handling the loser death before ending the combat. And the ending the combat basically changed the combat state, which caused a bunch of things to happen. And we fundamentally like deleted the network object before doing some of the other stuff. So I think that might have been the reason. We're gonna have to see. I'm not sure. So let's see if I gank these guys now. Alright, so that definitely... Yeah, it did work. It worked. It just looked sketchy again because it spawned on the same point. So we only have that one now. Nice. Yeah, for some reason it's really bad to click here. I don't know why. Alright, so I think I fixed that. Why does it spawn on the exact same place? Am I just having bad luck, or is that a feature? Yeah, that has to be a feature, right? That has to be a feature. It's spawning on the same place all every time. Okay, what the hell happened? Did I one-shot it or? Oh, now we're breaking. Now we're breaking. That's a completely new bug. Wow. What the fucking hell happened? Okay, so that broke everything. Player receipt health, kill count value 0, death RPC. I don't get it. I don't get it. And I don't think I'm gonna get it today. So I think I'm gonna call it here. We made good progress, and my brain seems to be stopping for today. So for that reason, we're gonna continue tomorrow. So we are continuing tomorrow early on, 10 to 11 a.m. Finnish time. So that's I think it's UTC. Is it 3 right now? So for our French friend Spectral, I think that's like 9 to 10 a.m. for you guys. So we're gonna continue tomorrow. It was a good development stream. I'm happy how we got things started. And we're gonna continue tomorrow. We have a lot of work to do, but we got right back where we left off. And things are looking pretty good. Pretty good. Let's rate someone. Do you guys have any favorite developers? There's Clayman. I think we could say hi to Clayman. It would be nice, Spectral. Would be nice. Let's go raid Clayman Dev. Clayman is a dear Finnish developer friend of mine. So we're gonna drop in and say hi to him. Hi to him. He's developing a roguelike, Souls-like, all of them likes. Hey, see you tomorrow, guys. Bye bye.